It is time for our third clan war in the WGL Team League. Day 1 saw Rogue Warriors and UMAD coming in as the winners of their respective clan wars. Now we have another great one. Yesterday, Rogue Warriors versus LP Club was setting the pace, and now it's two favorites, or two very strong teams, fighting each other with ELL versus Rise again. That is LawLiet 1-0 and Lin versus Moon, Thunder, and Michael. The 2-2 starts right here. We have LawLiet and 1-0 versus Michael and Thunder. The 2-2 of two brothers. So, who's gonna take the lead and set this clan war straight? Here we go.
We have the two brothers, Thunder and Michael, spawning in the bottom, in the teal. And ELL, former newbie, the high-level players, the masters, LawLiet and 1-0. 1-0 has claimed multiple World Championship titles in the past. LawLiet not quite, but he's always been really, really close. We know they are very strong. We know they are in shape. Michael, last year, we sometimes saw him performing well, but then he also seemed to be missing for a long time. So, guessing here how they're going to be performing is going to be a lot harder to tell. And also, you know, 1v1 performance is 1v1 performance. In 2v2, it's a lot about teamwork. It's a lot about strats. It's a lot about communication as well. Perhaps here the brothers can deliver.
A player's forces are under
Maybe the
attack.
family bond will put them ahead of 1-0 and LawLiet. When it comes to the solo strength, when it comes to the individual skill, ELL should be miles and miles ahead. You said it. Oh,
Dude, look at this build. 1-0 in the main. He's got double shop for double Rod of Necromancy. This is a good
Whoa.
ladder abuse strat. You meet your ally in the middle, and then you rush towards the enemy undead base to summon mass skeletons.
and Treants as well.
And
Player's
treants.
forces are under attack.
We said this yesterday, like a couple of these teams might be thinking a lot about 2-on-2 strats, and this is something that we haven't seen in any competition yet.
Oh, I thought they were going to go to Michael's main, but they're not. They're actually coming in to harass the human. Oh, and it's going to be a lot of kills. It's going to be a lot of skeletons going down.
We have an entangle, so no Treants. Rod has been passed now. We have already 4 skeletons. The Necromancer sharing his knowledge with his Night Elf ally.
A player's forces are under attack.
Entangle should be an easy surround. Oh, yep, they do get it. MK's trying to fight his way out with the Stormbolt, but that's not gonna happen. Has a TP, right? Oh, he lets him die. Has to defend without his first hero now. Michael isn't even coming over. He's letting his ally do this all by himself.
Not sure if that's the right call. Yes, MK is going to be back in a bit, but this is another footman falling. Good experience for LawLiet and 1-0 right off the bat. And 5 more charges for the Rod of Necromancy. Michael seems like he's struggling a bit with this creep camp. He can go for mercenaries right now, especially the Dispel should be pretty good. But boy, is that a lot of pressure. Do they tech behind this? Yes, 1-0 does. And of course for the Night Elf, it's Mass Huntress. They're creeping together now, pretty much side by side. This took so much time for Michael to finish this, and he's not teching. Thunder isn't teching either. Any expansion plan was absolutely cancelled. They're trying to fight now with militia support.
Big last hit steal.
DK.
Oh, gets it with a coil. DK dies. How long did that Stormbolt last? That seemed like more than 3 seconds. Level 1 hero hits the deck. 1-0 takes out that item before the enemy can pick it up. But you know what? Considering how insanely high the pressure was here that Michael and Thunder were under, I think they're recovering pretty well. But the big question is, yeah, how about that tech?
There was a lot of militia time used, so if he's not fed by Michael, then Thunder's tech should be really, really late. And Michael is teching himself. That's oftentimes the case in any 2-on-2. You want the undead on tier 3, you want the orb, you want destroyers. Oh, flute of accuracy. Whew, this is good.
We see a blacksmith coming.
A player's forces are
Second
under attack.
barracks. Wait a minute. They're going mass fiends, mass rifles?
Maybe it's not too many fiends, and Thunder is staying on tier 1 with the mass rifles. Would of course be great to have a second tier down the road, but feels like they are prioritizing. Maybe they're even going abominations with a lot of piercing behind it. I could see that.
Playing mass rifles without long rifle upgrade is really weird though. Right, staff in from the MK. They're stealing the Merc camp away here from the enemy side. DK3 already. MK gets a big healing. It's not too bad. Interesting game, definitely. The Hunts really can't do much. If they run into these mass fiends plus MK, they're just gonna die one after the next. So LawLiet has a difficult job now. He's supposed to distract, he's supposed to buy space, but also he can't really engage because he can get punished really hard. So maybe this is the best idea. The counterattack into the enemy main.
What's next? More and more creeping. Turns into a very passive mid-game so far. Over the Magi, we got double level 3 for Rise again. Close to tier 2. LawLiet is trying to distract in the main. There will be militia. He can't really take out that barracks, just taking too long. 1-0, seemingly creeping up a storm. He was the one to tech. He's the first to have his second tier out, which is of course the Lich, and going tier 3 with the Slaughterhouse. Should be typical Fiend destroyers, as it's oftentimes the case with Night Elf Undead. 2 Riflemen, able to defend this level. 1 Keeper. Was that enough space that he created?
Yeah, not that much really, right? If you can take out some militia here, that's nice, but... Dude, Thunder's actually staying on tier 1. LawLiet has to TP out of this. Loses nothing, and with that TP going back, perhaps he can force a counter TP here from Michael's side, because of course now he's left all by himself here in the north and will have to go up against 2 enemy armies. Yeah, this will have to be a TP out. Coil to save the Fiend, TP out. Good collapse there by ELL.
Michael loves food, but he didn't like that sandwich. TP forced. And what do we have in the base? No. Okay, we have a tier 3 tech. We have no Slaughterhouse yet. He's very low on resources. And Thunder is just creeping up for now. I feel like this timing is not working out too well. Because 1-0 is always ahead. The power spikes for ELL are always faster than the one for Rise Again.
And the Keeper goes back into the main. Lots of hunts at this point.
Yeah. That's the only production. Oh no, he has double Rex. Okay, sorry. So it's not that bad.
Is 1-0 going to be going for a third hero here? Most likely, yes. Question is there going to be a Crypt Lord or a Dark Ranger? We see both. Also, what's the items here? That's a big question. Aura's always amazingly strong. In 1-on-1 already, in 2v2 even more so. Only aura we've had so far is the flute.
Exactly.
Right?
Lots of Belt of Giant strength on both sides. Here's an expansion now on the still tier 1 human. You're right, that range, man. Only 400. That's an issue.
Yeah. Like, you can only play these rifles with A-click. You can't focus things.
No.
It's not gonna happen. They're just gonna be running around and not having any damage uptime.
1 Slaughterhouse now. We have tier 1 by LawLiet as well, by the way. Now the Destroyer upgrade is coming in. And is it then time to fight? The DK is already in trouble. Pendant of Energy on him, by the way. Great item. But yeah, Thunder was able to hold the first push against the double Rod of Necromancy, but he can never hold this one. This is the tier 3 power spike that made Night Elf and Undead so strong for years. Finally level 2. Can they hold against this? Supply-wise, it doesn't look too great. Dark Ranger's coming in from the tavern. 47 supply for 1-0 now. Is it first Destroyer? Yeah, I think the upgrade finished. Okay. He doesn't have to dispel anything, really. So no need for a Destroyer. As there could be web. And of course, rifle damage is pretty okay as well. Needs the regen on the ground. Heavy 100 supply push.
Yeah. Quite surprised to not see more upgrades on 1-0. I guess LawLiet didn't feed him too many resources. But that might still change. So far, ELL have lost no units in this engagement. The Clap level 1 doesn't really do all that much. Being taken out on Michael's side, but 1-0 keeps his ranged army alive. DK kept way, way, way in the back to make sure he doesn't get forced into a Stormbolt focus into TP out. Militia doing what they can. Clap also doing what it can, which I don't think was much. MK now completely out of mana. DK for 1-0 now again getting focused. AR just trying to force this army away.
Doesn't look too good, man. And Tangle gets one kill after the next. Mountain King, the ultra carry, is way too hurt to stay in that fight. And numbers are plummeting. For LawLiet, it's still 50. And why does he have... Like, how is it possible that he has so many hunts still left? They are supposed to die against this mass piercing damage, but it's just not happening. Yes, Michael is not losing too much either, but what is up with Thunder? His economy is getting wrecked. He has pretty much no army left anymore. And the Mountain King is not the X-Factor that he needs to be.
Yeah, how are these... You're exactly right. How are these hunters not all dead already? I guess 1-0 intentionally kind of pushed his fiends in the way of that to make sure the hunts don't die too quickly. Alright. Rifles keep on falling. I see no fiends dying for 1-0. They're all still alive. Criplord comes in. That might change things. Could be a big impale. It was an okay one, not an insane one.
Could be 2 fiend kills, but good micro by 1-0. Lich cleaning this. Level 4 MK. He's super low on mana though. There's no Blood Mage. There's no Archmage Brilliance Aura. Yeah, statues are okay, but kind of limited in their use. DK focus once again. TP out. So, Rise Again survives this. But can they rise again in this game? Because this base is in shambles.
Finally, that DK focus works out. I think they tried like 4 times, until finally the DK was forced to TP out. 1-0, very close down to level 4. Death Knight might even be Death Pact if this fight a moment ago showed him anything. Look at those hunts, man. Holy Jesus. They're all so hurt.
Usually
there
you
are
want
2
to...
statues here, but it's hard to heal up so many times.
Usually you replace them and that's where your gold goes. It's like hunts, upgrade statues, but he's on 1-1 already, so the upgrades are done. I assume he's sending in a lot of gold for 1-0, and that makes for a very strong undead army. That Impale was one of Destiny, one of these famous casters might say. Nice follow-up with the Nova, and finally some hunts are falling. Oh, the Lich though. Invo potion.
Invo Force, the Lich here, once again will receive a coil. Double row the Mage down the Lich. That is amazing. He can use so many spells once he gets some more regen in. But again, this is the same position, kind of the same push. Is AR now gonna be, RA, excuse me, in a better position to hold on? Nice clap. Finally, the clap seems to be doing much, and that coil misses by 1-2-0. 2 destroyers are up in the air, but what is really their purpose? They don't do much at all in this fight. Clap and Impale combo. The AoE is starting to rack up here and rise again. Hold on, and the expansion is still running. But 2 Huntresses are down there, diminishing the income.
Oh, nicely. Using 10 supply, 9 supply to get rid of that economy. You don't want to take out the Hunter Soul. You just want to force like a stop on the mining and resources going into economy. That's well done. Also a lot of gold used to regen up for Rise Again. We have an expansion by LawLiet at 60%. 57 supply for 1-0. A lot of fiends got killed. Which is level 3.5. That's very good. But oh, is it level 2 aura now? Yes, it is. Sweet. Can they hold once again? Love this play by LawLiet. Not... can the keeper... There's no keeper, actually. Trying to cut these reinforcements, which works surprisingly well. 2 hunters falling here against this AoE once more.
Seems like we're moving into split push territory, kind of classic Twisted Metals playstyle. And that's especially effective if you have a strong army like 1-0 does. 1-0 has strong army, strong hero, 60 supply. Both enemy armies have to come in to deal with them. Thunder can't do it by himself, and Michael can't do it by himself either. So both armies have to come in to deal with 1-2-0. That gives a lot of space for LawLiet, and guess what? He's using that space to go for the expansion. They tried to go with a brute force attack before. That didn't work. Now ELL are playing smart.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. What is Thunder supposed to do? He has 23 supply. He was like kind of trying to bank, didn't work. TP out by LawLiet as Michael comes in. Michael has to TP home though to save the second expansion. He's just trying to put out fires everywhere. Oh, miscommunication! Impale during the Stormbolt! And of course, targets are invulnerable if they're Dark Range. Mountain King nuke survives with an invul. But man, that's a lot of economy damage to Thunder.
And you know after that TP, the keeper will just be returning south again, will be doing this counterattack again, and 1-0 will be getting ready for that next attack again. Because, yeah, they lost some units here, some Huns, some Fiends, whatever, but the fact hasn't changed that 1-0 is the strongest force on the map, and no single player for Rise Again can deal with it.
It's so easy for him to just push into Michael's base again. LawLiet is trying to find some time to pressure the expansion again.
A town is
No
under
towers
siege.
at all. Easy to kill this. What's Michael doing? Can they create some space at least? Doesn't seem like it. Town Hall gone.
A player's forces are under attack.
I think this is why Undead is very strong on this map, because Undead just naturally gets super strong in the late game. Very often too strong for a single player to deal with. Of course, Michael is also Undead, playing here in this 2v2, but didn't have that good of a start. Alright, forces 1-0 back here again, but now enough space has been created. The Expo has been killed on the enemy side, and guess what? LawLiet can start mining at his own expansion, and suddenly this game is looking really good for ELL.
Yeah, there was... What? Oh.
Yeah, the main also, of course, is gone, so...
Yeah.
A player's
Yeah, well,
forces
Thunder
are
is in
under
deep,
attack.
deep trouble now. What does he even have left?
There... Not much. There's an all-in push coming, but where do you go? Do you want to go into the Undead base? Do you want to go into the Night Elf main? There's way too much moon juice. Do you want to push this expansion? Then you can be
town is
easily
under siege.
sandwiched, and what does it do? Not too much. You have to kill the army. You have to go for an actual fight, but ELL is not allowing that. Once again, Huns into the main. There's 2 towers here now, so that should be very safe. Oh, they're actually getting one Fiend for free. While Michael is pushing for this expansion, but you can see already that 1-0 is chasing him. And probably takes him out with a 10 supply lead.
And with Nature's Blessing here and Wisp around, that shouldn't be good enough. TP back, comes in by LawLiet.
Crypt
And
kill.
now...
Oh, that
Oof.
impale though, that was wonderful. Keeper falls, so takes out the hero Lich in super trouble. And that must be game. Yes, the keeper is gone, but that's alright. GG! GG it is! And ELL, the favorites, prevail, taking back number 1. With a very dominant performance here in the 2-2. I did not expect that going into this clan war.
Yeah, that looked pretty strong. It felt like they underestimated Michael and Thunder perhaps a little bit for a while. The idea just seemed to be, yeah, we're going to go for a big push. We are insane players. We have insane micro. We just kill them. But that didn't happen. They kept on holding on. Finally, the MK became strong. The Crypt Lord even looked pretty decent. And then they fell back and relied on the strength of their strategy. So, yeah, absolutely looking good here. And if they are even looking good in the 2v2s, we know they're going to be looking great in the 1v1s. That's going to be scary for Rise Again.
Yeah. It's gonna be real hard. I mean, of course they have Moon the carry, and Moon will play 2 of the next matches, like 1-1-1, and he must play in 1-2-2 as well. But we've always asking, like, how good is Moon in 2-2? We haven't seen that. He was always the lone wolf, even back in WC3R days. He didn't play much 2-2. Yeah, so we don't really know that. I think Thunder and Michael were supposed to be the number 1 team for Rise Again. Can you invite me?
I'm not in the game.
Ah, okay. Then they're still in the other room. You sound like crap all of a sudden. Or you're very loud. Did you boost something?
Just a moment ago? No.
Ah,
I
okay.
didn't do anything.
Whatever. Sounds a little weird. Yeah, so that's the 1-0 lead for Rise Again. 1-on-1 is next. And that's a strong one for ELL. They could be the first team with a 3-0. Winning matches is the most important in this league, so that's priority. But afterwards, it's about how many maps you win, and then the score could be worth something as well. Like the map difference. So starting off with a 3-0 would be quite a statement towards everyone else and would put ELL on the very top of the bracket.
Yeah, and would make things difficult for Rise Again, right? Getting 0 maps out of the first encounter. But with Moon still in your back pocket, you have hopes of doing better than that. So now, Rise Again gets to choose the map. So you have a human player, Night Elf player, and Undead player. What is your strategy? How do you want to try to
I think you
get
want...
the best matches?
I think you want Michael versus 120, as weird as that sounds. You definitely don't want him versus Lin. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I think in a
I also-
mirror match, he has the best shots.
I think if you rise again, you also want to avoid 120 versus Moon. By no means is Moon bad against Undead, but against Orc and Night Elf, in my opinion, recently he's just insane.
He's undefeatable in the matchup versus Orc, as I say. Against Night Elf, yeah, but you know, in Night Elf Mirror, there's always a little bit of a luck factor on some maps, especially with items. Against, I would love to see that match against 120. We haven't seen it in half a year. So that would be quite a banger. I don't know who I would give the edge in that match, actually. So it will be quite exciting.
Yeah, the meta in Night Elf versus Undead at the moment seems to be all about muscle up on one base, Demon Hunter leveling, boots of speed, double MGs into upkeep, into fighting. So there's very little finesse going on recently from most Night Elves. Even Foggy is not going for some really smart Zeppelin drops and Merc timings and sneaky expos. No, not really. Everyone is going for Demon Hunter standard fighting strength. Does Moon do the same? Does Moon do something different against Undead? Would be very interesting to see.
Yeah, because
Of
we
course,
have
he
no
is the
idea.
big influence for every Night Elf out there.
We have no idea what he does. His last match against Undead is 2.5 months ago. I mean, of course, on ladder he might play something, but in tournaments that was early February. So I have no clue what he plays currently. There's the invite. Terrana Stand is our map.
All right. Normally that would mean no Undeads. Unless you want to play some Dreadlord Fast Expansion or something.
And 120 is a big fan of that. Is newbies lineup uncounterable? Like, what's the counter to their players? On what is the big edge you can get? I don't know. They seemingly have no weaknesses. Except maybe the 2-on-2, but in solo...
We know that LawLiet is very vocal about how his dislike against Human, but I would never say that he's bad against Human. I think he's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And him versus Thunder, I would give him the big edge. So since it is Terranas, I mean, you have to seed LawLiet here, right? It's a good Night Elf map, always. If you happen to be playing against Human, you're going to play Warden. He's the master of the Warden. So I would definitely expect LawLiet here to be seeded for ELL.
Maybe that's
Rise
what they...
again. Yeah.
Maybe that's what they wanted to trigger. And then what's the answer? Thunder? With Thunder, if he has a strength, he's definitely the weakest 1-1 player in all of this. If he has a strength, it's MK first, I think, or Blood Mage first.
Yeah. Maybe his best chance of beating anyone in the 1v1 here is LawLiet on Terranas, as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah.
Because letting him play against Lin or 120, that sounds like a big yikes.
By the way, did you enable the high quality camera on Hangout? You look a little blurry.
I did. Did it disable?
Yeah, maybe.
720p. It's supposed to be.
All right. Maybe it's my connection or the Hangout servers. 2,000 viewers now after the first 2-on-2. That is very promising. We will see what game we're gonna get as players are loading in. And I guess the Chinese are going into a break as well. We go into the first 1-on-1 as the game has been started. The Chinese are ready. LawLiet versus Thunder. We talked about this in the pre-game chat a little bit. This will be Warden for LawLiet, pretty damn sure. Thunder is the weakest player of Rise Again. How well does he fare? And does he have some pocket strats prepared for the master of the Warden? Is it a Mountain King? Is it a Blood Mage? Is it something we do not expect, maybe? We'll see as the game unfolds on Terrana Stand.
And is LawLiet perhaps going to surprise us? If he goes for anything other than the Warden, this would be borderline unbelievable. It is the Warden against the MK. Okay, so no Blood Mage surprise, no AM surprise.
That's pretty
Have we
straight
ever
up.
seen Pally first by humans against Night Elf? We've seen it against Undead. We've seen it against Orc. Haven't seen it in Human Mirror. And I don't think against Night Elf either.
I don't know. Maybe. What's the reason though? Maybe he doesn't offer too much.
And the problem is, the big problem, he has like 0 offensive potential.
Yeah.
MK has really good offensive potential early on level 3, and the AM also can pressure pretty well. Whereas Pally, his 2 spells are, it makes your units more tanky, and it heals your units. So he's an inherently defensive hero.
Yeah.
Very strong if he gets to high levels in the late game. If you can make sure you have a level 4 Paladin by the late game 80-80 fights, he's amazingly strong. But it's not just about how strong is your AD supply army possibly going to be. You have to make sure you hit the right power spikes in the early game and the mid game, all the way into the late game.
Could be a decent support for rifle play, but yeah. Everything will be late, or later, slower. Fan of knives, no steel here, and the Scroll of the Beast. Great start for LawLiet. How well does Thunder fare? He has the greater mana potion, and this is what he needs. A little bit of item luck to hold on against the strongest Warden player that the game has probably ever seen. So is it expansion? It must be expansion. We have a tower up. LawLiet continuing to creep. Is it a second Engine of War? It is a second Engine of War. So not a rush tier 2. Yeah.
It's either at the Merchant or in one of the Renegade camps, top right or bottom left. It always feels to me like the Renegade camps are better. Gives you good positioning on the map, gives you a big item. But I guess it's unsafe if you get harassed. I've never seen it getting punished, but I guess there must be a way
are under attack.
to punish it.
There's also a little like battle for staff while I'm having a little lag. Sorry about that. Who's gonna get the staff? Who is aggressive? LawLiet will have to go for the expansion down the road, but when is the question? What's this prio list? Obviously, level 3 Warden is number 1. And then is it tech or is it expansion? And how fast can he progress into that? And there is an MK, the 15 sway style. Trying to disrupt the Warden before level 3. Stormbolt, Wisps are gone. Shadow Strike deals with the Footman. One more kill is level 3.
And gets that kill at the expansion. He has one more Stormbolt right now. Another one fairly soon. This is looking pretty good so far for Thunder.
I think this is the best and easiest way to deal with the Night Elf early on, as the Mountain King with mana is so powerful. He bought the second... Wait, what did he do at the shop? Did you see that? Did he... There's no staff.
Yeah.
He sold the staff and bought the staff, so the Warden is without a tele staff.
Oh, the Berserker. He's looking for the intercept. And gets it. Ah, LawLiet. Perhaps you should have expected the MK over there. That's an expensive loss. And Shadow Strike level 2. So we're pretty far away from effective Fan of Knives harass.
Decent block with the Archer, but not enough. No staff out. Would have loved to hang in there 20 more seconds. But not happening. Town Portal gone. Warden is level 3, couldn't prevent that, but that's a safe expansion for Thunder now, for a while. And he's level 3 himself.
A player's forces
Creeping
are
up a
under
little bit
attack.
more. I think after that Berserker kill, he should have fallen back. Especially with Shadow Strike in mind. Because this, what LawLiet is doing right now, this lab creep is so beneficial to the Night Elf. And we've seen plenty of humans in the past creepjack this and punish this really heavily. And the fact that LawLiet is getting away with this for free is, I think, a bit of a mistake by the human. Thunder got quite some impressive things done in the early, but this is perhaps the way back for LawLiet into this game.
A player's forces
Early
are under
Shredder
attack.
helps with defense, and of course Lumber for fast attack, faster expo. Mountain King inventory looking great so far. Is there a tech already? No. Second racks? No. Just Expo, shop, waiting. And mercenaries, of course. Engine of War is in position for more creeping, but no Tree of Life yet. Waits quite a bit for it. Engine of Lore coming with the tier 2 done. LawLiet is getting in shape.
Are under attack.
He sees, okay, Shredder is gone already. I'm a little bit late to the party.
Claws for the Warden for this bit of footman harass is going to be coming in. This isn't bad at all. With Shadow Strike and right clicks, you can see the damage you can put on single targets. Fairly impressive.
Yeah, and with that, lowering the number of footmen, we've seen this pretty much throughout the entire game. How is he supposed to pressure an upcoming tree? 3 footmen and mercs, that's not enough.
A player's forces are under
Speaking of Shadow Strike, by the way, this is something new by LawLiet, right? Normally on Terranos, it always used to be Blink Fan.
Yeah. Maybe it's due to the early game where he was prevented to use the staff. And so he's focusing a little more on single target. Lion, Horn of Stormwind. Thunder continues to have great items. Big Mana was already used though.
Yep, for creeping.
Interesting. Get the Shredder now. When is it time for the Zeppelins?
The
Shop
tech seems
coming.
pretty late, right? For Thunder?
Yes.
Not even halfway done.
No expansion by LawLiet still. Rushing tier 3.
So, classic human play here on Terranos. Upon daytime, you go for the Zeppelin, and then you drop, and then you delay the expansion. This is pretty straightforward, pretty simple. LawLiet, how can I deal with this? Easiest answer is get level 5 Warden, use Fan of Knives over and over, just kill the units. But, far away from level 5.
Unloading now. Lots of Storm Bolts. Doesn't want to steal this. Fan of Knives, okay. No blink to get out of stuff.
Couldn't he easily kill this Berserker? No staff. LawLiet's looking for all the little juicy experience bits. Takes this footy, takes a few more creeps. He would love to kill all these units that were coming in with a Zeppelin. So it's going to be important for Thunder to use the Zeppelin to keep his units as much as possible alive.
Oh, the Shredder would be a juicy target for Thunder, but LawLiet is making sure to save this one. Dryads are coming in to deal with the Zeppelin. Quite hurt already, not that easy to deal with. Footmen are suffering. He wants the Shredder so bad, but there's a staff. And another Footman falls. This attack turns out to be pretty bad, actually.
Now, perhaps overcommitting there a little bit into the main. But the Warden isn't level 5
Town is
yet.
under siege.
When she gets to 5, I'm absolutely expecting the retrain into Blink
A
Fan.
player's forces are under attack.
But that probably takes 2 more creep camps.
Yeah.
Does LawLiet have the ability to take those out quickly?
We have 1 Workshop and double Sanctum. Plus a Blood Mage second. That was to be expected. But Casters, Mortars, no tier 3, no tanks.
Is he really not going tier 3?
A player's forces are under attack.
I guess
I mean-
it was pretty late, but
Staying tier 2 against the Warden is so dangerous. Once she gets to 6, she just kills your tier 2 army by herself. And now she's level 5, by the way. So that single cab was not for level 5. I didn't think it would be, but it was. Now classic thing what I have to do would be to go for a Tinker, start creeping him up. Looks like that's exactly the play. Ah, no, Panda actually.
okay, maybe a little bit better down the road against mechanical units, but that won't be the play. But maybe against, like, did he... Oh, Stormbolt, wait a second. No follow-up. Against mechanical, it's just more damage that the Panda provides, right? Just less disable.
Yeah. It's a lot worse, I would say, against like Rifle Priest armies, because the Blink Fan plus Shadow Strike plus Rockets over the top, really strong. Also, the really nice thing about Rockets is it disables Siphon. Panda certainly doesn't do that.
True. We have Mortars coming, we have tier 3 coming. So it all takes a while, but we're getting there. Expansion by LawLiet also very late. scouted pretty much immediately. We're 11 minutes in, and to be honest, I did not expect Thunder to survive for that long and to be in such a good shape. Expansion has paid off big time. He was banking quite a bit, is now at 50, can continue to bank, and if he kills that tree, which shouldn't be possible, but down the road with mortars he definitely can, then he's in a very good position.
Warden, solo defense here. Does she have what it takes to keep this expansion alive? Lots of damage on the MK. Level 3 Shadow Strike.
Wow. I haven't seen that in forever. Would love to
really good right now against the MK, actually.
Yeah. Also Blood Mage, like, you need one Shadow Strike and a couple of right clicks and Blood Mage is toast.
Oh, the Dryad's on the other side!
Oh no! Crash and burn, TP out! Oh, not getting it yet. Now he is, and everything is dizzy. That is slowed movement for quite a while. He's not stuck, is he?
The Ancient of War efficiency this game, by the way, by the LawLiet is crazy. I mean, as always, of course. He has taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 camps already with these 2 Ancients of War. And we'll be getting more, probably.
Still Scroll the Beast in the inventory. What's LawLiet's second unit? Is he going... No MG... Ah, we have bears. Okay, sorry, didn't see them yet. Thank you, Zerk, for the 10-month resub and Tilted Up for 23 months. And Stillschweigen, thank you.
Forces are under attack.
Something we quite often see from humans on this map is trying to go to 3 bases. Is this the plan also for Thunder? Would be hard to do right now. It doesn't look like his army is strong enough to ensure such an attempt. LawLiet sees the human creeping in the bottom left and will now be looking very closely if there is another expansion attempt down here. And if there is, I'm sure the Panda and Warden will come to say hello.
Oh yeah, they will wreck this. We arrived at tier 3, finally, going Knights, Mortars, Casters, with the Paladin third. This will keep the heroes safe from the Shadow Strikes 3, and then it should be time to reskill. Warden and Bear into the main, let the Warden games begin.
This is around on the Shredder. No more infinite lumber for you. Warden Bear drop, that's something new.
Yeah.
LawLiet always finds something new, doesn't he?
These 2 bears. I mean, creeping for the Panda will be a little slower with the bears absent here. Oh, Mountain King. Does he have something? Yeah, another TP, but you really don't want that! And you don't want to die anyway. Man, this Blood Mage is stuck as well, and he dies right before the Paladin is in for the Holy Light Thunder.
There was a Zeppelin right there, bro.
Yep. There. Didn't help. He was playing such a good game against the big favorite. All of a sudden, the Warden is 6, and that must be game.
He got from 5 to 6 just with this little drop.
The little drop that killed 2 heroes. And a Shredder.
But it shouldn't with just 2 bears and a Warden.
Turns out the Warden bear drop is pretty good.
Players' forces are under
Looks
attack.
like the nerves were getting to Thunder there a little bit. There was a Zeppelin right there to save him. In fact, he used it just a moment ago. And then he forgot to use it again.
Still staying in there. Trying. Blood Mage back was only level 1. That's not the big issue. The big issue is the Mountain King gone.
Under siege.
Rough game now. 46. Did he ever break upkeep?
Thunder? No, he did. LawLiet still sitting at 50. Early game, not exactly perfect, but boy, what a comeback by LawLiet.
Players' forces are under
Griffin
attack.
Aviary, by the way. We've seen the first Dragonhawk already, but I think taken out. I think I would like a gyro, or gyros better in general. Like, I feel Double Workshop has so much more to offer. We have a lot of mortar teams, and if we learned something from Todd's game yesterday is that a lot of mortar teams can win you games. Played a little cheeky here with the Engine of War, making sure that there's no bottom left expansion. This will be taken out, of course, but it's all time that Thunder is not spending on the map.
Nem back with another €10 donation. Thank you very much, man. He says, did I hear Blink fan? Sorry for the bad pun. I get it. Blink 182. There we go.
Yeah, because his name is Nem182. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Sweet. Thank you for like pretty much supporting us every day. That's really, really, really cool these days. So, Yumiko style towering the bridge, but defensively. Oh boy, that Blood Mage. I have a little bit of a lag. Holy Light comes in. Save Avatar of Vengeance. Like, again, these towers will be taking out. Mortar teams are doing good work against the Dryads, but yeah, Blood Mage dies again. Breath of Fire fan combo against the Mortar teams. Oi, 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 oi. It's rough.
This Shadow Strike level 3 is looking pretty damn good. Normally, it's always about Blink Fan in the late game. But against these weak heroes, Shadow Strike 3 just
A player's forces are
cuts them
under
down.
MK is
LawLiet's
coming
game
back.
plan. LawLiet's game plan here is simple. Just prevent a third base. Make use of your strength. And you could even expand top right if you wanted to. Could easily do it.
Spirits are coming in to deal with the towers. Could also cancel the reju. Won't do it now. Panda level 4.3. Jeez. One with a mana potion. Mountain Giant's coming. He's ticking all the boxes.
a player's forces are under attack.
We still have a human at 64 supply on 2 bases, so you would think it's not looking so bad, but it is. It's looking so ultra bad.
Roar! There's no mighty clap against this. This paladin is just melting against the breath of fire and right click combo. Somewhere Thunder got derailed. He got overwhelmed once with that Warden Zeppelin drop going for the MK again. This time that's TP. But that killed his game, and that is about to kill Rise again, as it is the 2-0 for the big favorites, ELL. 2-2 goes to them. First match goes to, first one-on-one goes to them as well. And that was their weakest one-on-one player.
Yeah. It wasn't really close. The early game was looking somewhat promising there by Thunder, but the late game absolutely belonged to LawLiet. Showing up in strength, very impressive.
I think there's like 2 tiers between the players, right? Thunder was the big underdog. I think you can go for pocket strat, for cheese strat. Just try it. You know, in a straight up game you should have no chance, and it's best of 1, so this can definitely work. Would have loved to see the Blood Mage here, to be honest. One mistake can cost you the game, and he was overwhelmed at one situation. He did better than expected. I give him that. I give Thunder that, but I think he has a better chance trying to do this with a curveball. But yeah, LawLiet played this very well.
Definitely an argument there for that. But those strats you always have to be also have to be practiced in. Maybe you didn't practice those. Maybe you just practiced the in quote standard play. That's what he was feeling the best with.
So now
But,
it has to be Moon, right? If the next one-on-one is not going to Rise again, they lose the first clan war with 0-3. And that is absolutely not good for the rest of the season. They are up against one of the strongest teams, obviously. But you want together 1 map, 2 maps. Everything's beneficial.
So at least they have the map choice now. And I would agree. You want to seed Moon here. Otherwise, it could be a 0-3. That doesn't feel good.
So if you're ELL, this is a very obvious play by Rise again, right? Like, Moon, save us the clan war, pray to the gods.
Yeah.
And then, if you are ELL, you really don't want Lin versus Moon, so this must be 1-2-0. So it doesn't matter if it's now Moon or even Michael. I think it's a good seed for Rise again now. On their map, with a good matchup.
I would like to see Echo Isles here. Echo Isles with the greedy creep route. Merc Camp is really good for Night Elf versus Undead. I think it's one of the best, possibly. I think it's actually the best Night Elf versus Undead map. Go Echo Isles now and seed Moon. Now, this can be a tricky map for Night Elf versus Orc, but Moon is just freaking insane against Orc. So I think this might be a good idea.
Right. Whew, tough choice though. But ELL in a different position, in a easy position from now. Thank you, Emerald381 for the 5-month resub. Much love. So Thunder was pretty much a sacrificial lamb to get the desired seeding for the rest of the clan war, right?
I mean, like, is that such a big benefit now, though, for Rise Again? I guess now the players they only have left are 1-0 and Lin.
Yeah. I mean,
those are still crazy strong players.
It does seem like the smartest clan war plan, though. And it is Eall, you were right.
So, could you invite to me?
Yeah, I could invite to you. Wait, you're invited already. I don't have you on my friend list here.
Did it disconnect?
Maybe. You're not.
I have you on my friends list. I'm not on your friends list?
It says you're in the room.
What?
I mean, I have you in the friend list, but you appear to be offline. Or still in a room on my friend list.
I'm number 6, right?
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get through this. And then we have the next one-on-one coming up. The next match is coming up. It is 1-2-0 for ELL versus Moon. The option for ELL was Lin or 1-2-0. They know Rise Against have to win this. They know they have this 1-star player. And they know that Moon is wrecking orcs left, right, and center. So that's the obvious choice. ELL is going for the 3-0 win here. In the last best of one, it would be Lin versus Michael. And we go in to map number 1 on Eall.
It's gonna be a great game. I'm looking forward to this. And by the way, Neo, it just happened for the first time. Did you notice?
No.
I was wondering when it was gonna happen. It just happened. You called them Rise Against.
Oh, shit.
Which brings me back to my teenage years and parkour videos. So, what are we going to be having here? First things first, the builds. 1-2-0 is not going for the happy build, which has been quite popular lately, going into early Fiends. No, he's going for an early Ghoul opening. This could, if he's feeling a little crazy, mean fast expansion. Possibly even with a Dreadlord if he's feeling ultra crazy. What do we have for Moon? Keeper of the Grove.
Whoa.
I don't brag, but I was kind of expecting this somehow. Everyone is playing Demon Hunter nowadays. But Moon, he's his own master. He is the master of Night Elf. And he is going for the Keeper.
This is exactly. This is the first time since 2 months we see Moon versus Undead. It's the first time in 6 months we see him versus 1-2-0. 1-2-0 has been playing a lot more standard in his solo competition, and it's been a lot more successful with that. In team competition, he was always underwhelming. It doesn't matter if it was China versus Korea or he was representing newbie. It wasn't the star player we know him to be. Now, up against Moon. Nobody really knows what Moon is playing in this matchup, since there was just no match of him. Keeper of the Grove seems to be the answer. It's no Dreadlord, it's DK.
DK Fast Expo, if I see this right. Sells the TP. Double Skull. Yep. Fast expansion. Here we go. Acolyte already in the south. But Moon is expecting this. He's scouting with Wisps. He's running over right away. He's bringing 3 Wisps to this.
This is so good. 1 Wisp is mandatory. 2 Wisps is very good. 3 Wisps pretty much guarantees that this Blight is gone. There's a double skull because you expect 2 Wisps at this point. There's the first detonate, but 3 Wisps, that's the hard counter. It's very expensive though.
And if he can get some last hit steals here, he's going to be getting very close to level 2. That single ghoul would be enough. Or the trapper doesn't quite get it.
Now he's able to put a building onto this Blight, but more right clicks. Treants are attacking this as well. Puts on a second Ziggurat, so the Detonate will not get rid of all Blight. 1-0, putting some great moves so far.
Surprised that he's not bringing more ghouls from the main. 1-0 has a lot of ghouls available. Just holding on with his 2 ghouls down here. And since he brought 3 wisps, shouldn't they have deleted all of the Blight? That didn't happen.
Yeah, I agree. But if he kills all of the Ziggurats, should be possible. One more. He really wants this tower to create more Blight, because then it's not dispellable anymore. Super interesting early game.
So, 1 tower will be coming up, but when is the expansion coming? This was a lot of lumber certainly required of 1-2-0. In the meantime, oh, Moon is not teching. He is going double Ancient of War, all in push.
Wow. With Hunts then?
Yep.
Yep, okay. Hunts against ghouls. That does work for quite some time, but everything that comes after ghouls is a hard counter to Hunts.
If 1-2-0 was to read this play right now, oh, the skeleton in the middle. This is going to confirm second Ancient of War.
Are under attack.
Also,
He could just transition now, cancel Expo into tech, or is that too late?
he invested so much into this. If he goes Gargs, there's no answer to it. Oh, Tally staff by the Keeper. Takes out the Wisp, so once again, no Detonate. Wants this Haunted Goldmine so bad.
How is the Keeper not leveled up yet, by the way?
Good question. He got nothing. Expo cancelled. Hunt surrounded.
Oh, keeps us around close with the skeleton. Nicely done. And this Nerob is about to finish.
Yeah.
Acolyte would be level 2, by the way. Can he finally get this kill? No! Last second coil.
1-2-0 is playing out of his mind. Great. Another surround. Close to Wan skills right here. Moon is pressing so hard for this Acolyte. But the Nerub Tower.
No way, dude. Are you serious?
This is insane. Moon turning around. Now he got it. But how much effort did he put in to just killing an Acolyte?
And yeah, he killed the Acolyte, but a new one's here, and he didn't cancel the Haunted.
1-2-0 out of his mind. Great. I've never seen him so strong in a team league, I think.
Oh, and now I love the Merc Camp creep. 1-2-0 knows he has some time before the Keeper gets back. Thanks to the TP, he can get the Berserker. And also the Shadow Priest, which gives him finally early Dispel. It's not going for it yet. No, there it is. There it is. Shadow Priest comes in. That's a lot of ghouls.
Yep.
Plus a Shadow Priest. Unfortunately, Shadow Priest took quite a bit of damage there from the creeps. Not ideal. But for Moon, the situation doesn't change. He is super all in. He has to break this expansion.
A match between the second and third best player in the world according to the Warcraft 3.info ELO ranking. Both...
How good is this Berserker right now, by the way? Against the Hunts.
Yeah. If it's protected, it's so good. There's Entangle. Oh, but level 3. Already. He is protected by the tower.
Aura 2 might even be better here, but I think he's going Coil.
Yeah. Coil's ready. No one is teching.
Oh, big Entangle on the Berserker, and his friend, the Shadow Priest, wasn't quite there to save him. The spell is too late. Berserker dies. That's a big deal.
We still have a lot of ghouls here. And Moon, his Hunts are losing quite some HP. Micro is good. Now the AoE kicks in. Shadow Priest super hurt.
A player's forces are under attack.
Shop is gonna be great for 1-0.
It's gonna be daytime in a second. Then Mud Golem and Mauler become available. Would be great pickups for both these players, actually. Oh, Moon pressuring into the main. I think this is a mistake. What does this really do? He could be securing the Merc Camp right now. 1-0, if he wants, could take the Merc Camp at this very moment. There's a shop in the south. He doesn't need this one in the main.
Yeah. I don't know. Moon had to realize this, right? He saw the second shop.
Oh, but here comes the Entangle. And this might be the easy way to victory. Just taking out the DK. He can fight his way out once, but there's going to be another entangle ready in just a second.
There's no
This
TP.
DK looks to be dead.
Wow. Moon finding the answer to this wonderful early game, and now it makes sense that there's no shop. Was he just preparing for that hero focus so he can't go for, I don't know, is there tier 2 even? No, there's no tier 2, but no dagger. Okay, that makes no sense. No, he wasn't. But of course, it's Moon finding an answer to this.
The town is
Still
under
no
siege.
tech for 1-0. Hunts
Forces are
seem
under attack.
overwhelming. There's no tower.
Only ghouls without frenzy, without anything. So much damage from these hunts. They're gonna take out the graveyard.
No
One
fiend.
fiend is coming in, but one fiend by itself, I don't know how much it can do.
DK was level
Tower's
3.
coming though. That's also what the graveyard gave. The spirit tower coming in the main. And that is gonna help.
But it still takes so much time. Yes, double mining. 1-0 down to 30 supply. And more ghouls are falling. Level 4 Keeper of the Grove. GG! He taps out. Moon saves. Rise again. In match 3. It's not a clean wipeout. Jesus, how good was this early? And how good did Moon react to this?
That was play on the highest level. Really fun to see. A few tiny moves there made a big difference. That Berserker almost survived. It was the last hit coming in from the Keeper that killed off the Berserker. If that Berserker survives, this whole thing can look very differently. But that was a fun game. And Moon gets the win that he needs to. And now we move into the next 2v2.
Absolutely. God. This game, how long was this game? Not long, right? 7 minutes, 8 minutes? The amount of skill pressed into this short amount of time. Very hard to do it justice because there wasn't this one crazy fight where everything was exploding. It was just decision making all over the place. Really good. Really good.
Yeah, and 1-0, I think he had the read there. I think he was expecting the Keeper because this instant expansion does really, really badly against Demon Hunter aggression. He comes in, right clicks, you get mana burn, you don't have calls anymore, all the ghouls die, all the acolytes die, everything dies. So I'm pretty sure 1-0 was expecting the Keeper, but Moon still managed to get the win.
And that solidifies him as the #1 Night Elf player, making more and more waves. He seems undefeatable against Orc, now eliminating the currently best undead in the world. Well, Happy is still super crazy. In that matchup, I would give Happy the edge even, but 1-0. Again, in team games, he doesn't get the results that he's supposed to be. And once again, we have the highlight or the last remaining seconds of this. The entangle on the DK, the surround with the hunts. Wisps are ready for detonate against the skeletons and nothing to save him here. DK falls level 4 soon. Right after when the rise to level 4 from 3 to 4 was insanely fast. So yeah, we get the 2-2, and with that it should be 1-0 again with Lin this time. Who's playing with Moon? Moon versus Moon and Lucifer. The old Meteor Makers teammates could play together.
That's the most likely, right? The Night Elf human combo we have seen sometimes play, but it seems to be pretty fickle. Not so easy to play, and we've seen it fall on its face as well. Whereas Night Elf Undead seems pretty straightforward. You make some fiends, you make some hunts, Undead tier 3, get the orb, get high-level heroes.
Insane. Yeah, that should be the play. Orc and Undead was never really a thing back in the day, so I wonder if they have a solid plan against it.
Yeah, last year we saw 1-0 in Lin playing plenty of 2v2 competitions, and they got pretty far there. Looked pretty good, so absolutely strong 2v2 team. They're going into this next one as the favorites.
Yeah.
How much of a difference can Moon's brilliance make in 2v2? Especially when he's forced to play keeper hunts.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be a great keeper. He will buy a lot of time for Lucifer to rise to his tier 3. Comes down to the map as well. We'll see about that. Once the game is up, we should have plenty of time, as the game is not even hosted yet. And then we have a little bit of a break. So if you want to grab some food, little snacks, then go for it now. And then in around 5 to 8 minutes, we will have the 2-on-2 ready. Next match, and once again, match points for ELL. 1-0, Lin and LawLiet. They are spawning on the bottom right of Turtle Rock with the combination of 1-0 and Lin. 3 WGL titles to their chest, with Lin being the current reigning world champion and 1-0 previously being a back-to-back world champion. They are up against the greatest of all time, also a WGL champion.
Dude, Michael is in some impressive company here in this 2v2.
Absolutely. He's the odd one out. He's the black sheep. But he seems to be the team captain. He was always a 2-on-2 carry back in WC3R days, playing a lot of 2-on-2 with his brother Thunder and also with Todd on their streams. So he's definitely practiced and experienced in this game mode. Does he have to call the shots? How good will Moon be? He's going for a bottom, not a keeper.
What?
On Turtle Rock.
I thought that was not playable anymore. Nobody does this anymore. It's theoretically really good in the late game for Aura for Fiends, but the keeper is normally what gives you the control in the early to allow you to get to that stage. By the way, look at Lin's first hero. Shadow Hunter. I love Orc in 2v2 nowadays.
What?
You never know what hero you're gonna get. Every single Orc hero is viable first in 2v2.
What is this 2-on-2?
It's a lot of fun already.
Shadow Hunter, early Fiends for Michael into and 1-0 on the other side, early DK. So differing builds for the undead as well. This is super interesting. What do you do with the Shadow Hunter first?
A player's forces are under attack.
Hex Harass, I guess, is what it's looking like.
Yeah.
Huh.
Bottom harass as well.
That's the big downside of the Potom. Yeah, she's gonna be harassing as well, just like a keeper would. But can she do as much as a keeper can? Maybe on level 1 with the searing arrows. Yeah, it's pretty good. But 1 keeper plus 4 hunts is a lot better than 1 Potom with searing arrow plus 4 hunts.
A player's forces are under
We
attack.
have seen very good harassing hunts recently, especially in Night Elf Mirror. So Searing Arrow does have a value, especially when you don't have much healing in the early stages. We have a Grunt for Lin here as well, helping with the creeps.
Was the stole it.
First steal, Searing Arrow, man. Okay, second one goes to 1-0. But that does prevent level 2, right?
No, I was looking at the north where the Shadowhunter's Hex was a little bit too late.
Ah.
DK got the last hit, got the experience. I mean, if 1-0 gets
forces
the
are under attack.
Ogre Camp there, it's still gonna be level 2.
You sure? Isn't it perfectly level 2?
No, it's green plus 2 Ogres for level 2. So if you miss some, then
okay.
the trolls are enough.
Bottom is still in. In the north, we have the Shadow Hunter harassing against Michael. Putting early pressure onto Michael, I think, is a good idea. That's going to be level 2 for him as well. And how good is Moon's play so far? The Grunt is down to like 1/3. But you're right, level 2 it is. No further steals after the little turtle. But hunts are coming in for Moon.
Michael is dealing with this Potom, with his Shadowhunter harass pretty well, I think. 1-0 doing so as well, but you know, Potom, yeah, she's got some damage, but she doesn't have skills really you have to worry about. No entangle, no hex, and so on. But now the Huntresses come out, and 1-0 is still going for the Merchant creep. Mirror the creep routes here by the Undeads. Who's gonna be harassed more by the opponent is the question.
High pressure early on. 1-0 was very conservative with his coils, only throwing 1 now.
Oh! Misclick on the Hex! He used it on the creep instead of the DK. Whoops.
A player's forces
That's
are under
level
attack.
2.5 already. Pretty much the standard undead creep route here. Green ogre. Oh, there's the hex. Green ogre into merchant, but very hard to do against the shadow hunter. 4 fiends now. That helps. 120 comes in to help his ally.
Yeah, so far this Shadowhunter has done like barely anything. They need to get something finally going.
Oh, sweet block against that fiend.
Forces
It was
are
a
under
hex, so it's not that he got that for free. Mana is incredibly low on the
okay,
other
though.
side.
Yeah,
Huh?
Moon is getting on the other side of the merchant. This is totally a fine trade. Fiend for the other merchant creep? Absolutely.
And this is 2 watch awards for Rise Again. Lots of vision on the map. Ring of Region for the bottom. What's the item on the other side? Ring +4. Okay, not the
player's
luckiest
forces are under attack.
drops of all time. Double Engine of War hunts Mass Tier 1. Lucifer Michael arrives at Tier 2. We have a Shadow Hunter TC.
Hell yeah.
And double Tier 2 for ELL.
So this Shadowhunter is basically just going to be a hex bot. Just going to throw out a couple of hex.
Yes.
Oh, long range coil.
Uh,
1-0 got it, right? Yeah, he did. Experience goes to ELL. And that hunter is also taking a lot of damage.
A player's forces are under attack.
Did you just steal the ring +4? Yeah. The DK for Michael dropped the ring on the ground and the Shadowhunter is just, yeah, I'm going to pick that up.
Okay, this fighting position. How good is it? Shadowhunter is surrounded. Focus on him. Is it worth a TP? Should be. Big potion on the ground. Moon could easily pick it up. And he could also... What's happening? Is that a bug? He's not canceling the regen. And the item is still on the ground.
I don't see an item on the ground.
Okay, I have a bug. You use classics, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a bug right here. And I hope the Chinese will figure this out. Desync. For sure.
The bottom just got level 3. Did you see that as well?
He's level 3.3 already.
Ah, okay.
This is very unfortunate. Maybe the Chinese don't have a desync. And we could use that as a restream. I guess that's what's happening. Okay. So, restreaming the Chinese now. They have a 3-minute delay, so this could happen to them as well. Oh yeah, they're still fighting for the ogre here. Little weird situation. But we've seen this before on NetEase, that games desync and then pretty much the AI controls everything. The players are not affected by this. I wonder if the Chinese observer got the desync as well, or is it just me? But yeah, here we have the fight for the shop on the right-hand side again. Huh.
Alright, gonna have a chance to see this again, I guess. It's a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were gonna use their webcam things for the corners.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
maybe not working yet. I think maybe next week they have some improvements. Maybe it wasn't stable enough.
Would be pretty cool.
So yeah, we have the TC coming in now. Shadowhunter TC, man. What a weird combo that is.
I think we saw it before by Lin in his 2v2 with 120 in the 2v2 tournaments. But yeah, it's definitely not something we see every day. But isn't that cool that every orc hero is viable nowadays?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Especially in 2 and 2. So here we are where the desync happened to me. And we have the battle for the coils.
So
How was like this coil? Did this coil not connect at all? So now the item is on the ground. No one picks it up. That's where the desync happened. That coil on the turtle did no damage, in my opinion.
Yeah, they also have the desync. Yep.
And they also have the desync, yes. So, Remo, Radiocast, what's happening in the game?
What? Wait, what are we seeing on stream right now?
On stream, they're fighting and it's an AI battle, so we don't see anything.
Okay. Team AR, they're coming in with the Big Fiend and Huntress attack. Scroll the Beast, Scroll of Protection, really strong. TC somehow got to level 3. Good creeping there by Lin. But the overwhelming numbers and scrolls for Rise Again seem to be doing it. ELL retreating back with the Scroll of Speed. Hero levels looking pretty good. DK4, TC3, Shadowhunter 3. The Lich died earlier. Should be back, though. Where's the Lich? Wait, do I have a desync as well? That would be pretty funny.
On Classic, we kind of never see that. Alright, this is what's happening on stream now. Oh, wait. This is a... There was a block. I thought for a second it's not a desync.
And there's a lot of units following the heroes on right click, so this definitely looks like a desync.
Yeah. Oh, for you as well?
No, on stream.
Ah, on stream, yeah. You're still casting this.
Huh. 1-0's Lich was benched for a long time, now is coming back. And I guess at this stage in the game... Oh, they want to do a regame. Oh, that's going to be weird.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah. They realize now it's a desync. I think it was a pretty even game still. I don't think either one has a big lead, but it's pretty weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on stream we saw a lot of units dying to the creeps. Yeah, that makes it kind of obvious, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, they call for a regame.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, Chad must be having a field day with this one.
Yeah.
Saves him barely in the nick of time. And the TC Storms, you know, they always hit a lot, but there's always still a lot of units not affected by it, which is kind of crazy. Lin's army has pretty much entirely disappeared. There's only the TC left. The Lich now in trouble. This could be the kill to get them back into this fight. Call came in, but too much damage. Lich falls. These Fiends pretty strong with their 2 upgrades, plus the Kodo follow-up. Another stomp by the TC, but here, no follow-up damage. This time to find more kills. 48 supply for Thunder still. And even Moon is still almost with 50.
These storms and impales were all pretty crazy. This is world exclusive content, by the way. Do you realize there's no observer in Classic except you? So no one is able to see this except the Back to Warcraft audience.
Man. Chad, we do this all for you. So who's it looking better for now? Lin definitely got pounded in that fight, but how close is he to level 5 TC? Oh, he's pretty close. You know what? You know what becomes available on level 5 TC now? You know what becomes available?
Some skill? Some... like a...
Endurance Aura 3, that's right. Imagine if he got Shockwave 1 now. No, level 3 Storm, of course, we all know how insane that is. AoE stun on 5 seconds duration, 6 second cooldown, pretty insane, especially in 2v2. There's basically no way to miss these stuns. And he's pretty close. So he needs, what is that? 2, 3? Depends on how many heroes are around to soak up the experience, more kills. This Lich is still, by some miracle, level 1. It's a bottom 5, by the way. She's pretty close also. So, what's falling off harder? The hunts or the grunts?
I think due to piercing damage, it's Hunts, right?
Yeah, both front lines here will probably be getting shredded pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Moon and Lin providing the front line here. And it's down to the undeads who's doing more. 1-0 with 3 O upgrades now on the Fiends. And Michael not yet. But now, here we go. Dude, how much bonus damage does he have? +7? If the bottom gets to 5, 3 damage upgrades, it's going to be like +11 damage or something.
Oh, I'm very much looking forward to this. Kind of rough to cast a game like this. To the YouTube viewers, we had a desync, so everyone who was watching in Reforged just kind of crashed. And now, thanks to Remo, who's watching in Classic, we can show you this while the game is going on. The Chinese will not broadcast this. No one else will broadcast this except us. There's an expansion coming up for Lin in the upper right now. Will this be punished? I mean, split hunts, we saw this from LawLiet in the first 2-on-2, do fare pretty well against this, but Moon has to realize. But he's the master of multitasking. Maybe he can.
TC doesn't have an invul. That's a big problem. Invuls were stolen earlier by Rise Again. And if the TC just gets killed, maybe the Stomp isn't going to be that big of a problem. We'll see. So there's potions to make use of. Retreating into this little choke doesn't seem like that's going to be a good fighting position for Team ELL. I like the Wisp being brought.
Yeah.
Nettled for 120. 475 HP. He dies real fast. Oh, staff in from the Dark Ranger third, and she's bringing the invul. That must be for the TC. Yes. Dark Ranger against the Crypt Lord. Mainly, I guess. Interesting.
Expo cancels exactly with the rogue hunts that we were talking about. Great game sense by Moon. Shadowhunter is not in this fight yet. He's bringing big upgrades though, but maybe they can force a fight before the Shadowhunter arrives.
That Stomp! These hunts are gonna die really fast. The Lich already leveled up, and I'm just looking at this TC experience bar. He's damn close. There's gonna be another Impale ready in a second as well. Stomp comes in! Crypt Lord is dead. How is this TC not level 5 yet? What the hell? I guess this experience being split quite a few different ways, but here we go, and behold the level 3 Stomp. It's just 40 supply stunned. There's no way. And boom! Yeah, okay. This game is over.
Holy smokes. That impact is surreal. And the Stomp again. All the fiends are falling. The bottom is just disappearing. Jesus, that focus fire and the disable. Bulldozing forward. Moon types GG. This is game. And this is ELL taking the 3-1 over Rise Again. And they win the clan war. Putting them tied for the lead now, right? With the Rogue Warriors. And this is what we kind of expect here, right? These two favorites already walking hand in hand towards the finish line. Rogue Warriors yesterday 3-1 over LP Club. Now ELL 3-1 over Rise Again. The top two favorites where they belong.
Yeah, really strong play. Was made quite difficult here. The bottom providing the aura. Once again, we see it can be pretty good, but you know, aura is good, plus damage is really nice. But is it as good as a TC Stomp? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's no, not happening at all. All right then. That is our first clan war of the day finished. But we have one more. And that's going to be another great one. We have F4 versus YR. And if you are a 2-on-2 connoisseur, then this could be pretty damn good for you guys. Because what we have is... Sorry, production is a little messy right now. This one. F4, 4 Koreans. Check Jimiko, Soen, Sok. And especially Soen. If you thought that TC was good, wait until Soen plays the TC solo. Up to level 7. And then we show you the real strength of a TC in a 2-on-2. Versus YR. Yumiko, Remind, Hainu, WFZ. All 4 players. Incredible 2-on-2 performers. So this is the bracket. If Wikipedia... Okay, not yet. Rogue Warriors on top with 3-1. ELL on top with 3-1. UMAT second place with 3. Third place with 3-2. LP, NP, and Rise Again losing their first matches. We will take a little break to get some food in, I guess, and then we are back very, very soon with the second clan war of the day. Stay tuned.